Hello everyone, here I am. Returning once again to do my NFL picks for week, is it 11? Wow, it might be 11, jeez. So, let's go ahead and just do a quick recap over this past week. First game was the Panthers at Steelers. I am very disappointed that the Panthers did not show up in this game. This had the potential to be a very good game. This is the second straight time these two teams have been on national television. The other time was, I believe, in week 3 of 2014. And again, that was a blowout. I mean, the Panthers just are a good team frequently, but they get blown out against the Steelers. So I picked Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh ended up sealing the deal for me. Lions at Bears, I picked Chicago, and the Detroit Lions looked terrible. Saints at Bengals, I took the Saints without any hesitation, and they proved to me why I should have picked them without hesitation. Falcons at Browns. Man, talk about a disappointing game if you're an Atlanta Falcon fan. Cleveland, I don't know what was going on with the previous regime. Maybe they purposely weren't using Nick Chubb or Duke Johnson because Cleveland needs to use these guys, okay? I don't know if it was a ploy by Todd Haley to get Hugh Jackson fired and it just backfired on him, pun intended. But Cleveland looks like they're finally starting to utilize the talent that they have. And if they could keep this up, the Browns have a real shot at going 6-10 or 7-9, pending the tie this year. Cleveland won their first double-digit win since 2014 against the 49ers late in the season. They won that game 24-10. Patriots at Titans. How about it? Guys, listen. I've been saying it all year long. Tennessee loses to the teams we should beat, and they beat the teams they shouldn't. It's just what this team does. And I guarantee you, we will lose this week. I'll get to that later. But, man, Tennessee laying the wood to the Patriots, that was awesome to see. That was cool. But that's the way the Titans are. I mean, this is a Titans team that's 2 plays away from being 7-2. 2 plays away from 7-2. Easy plays. One was the Nick Williams drop against Buffalo. He catches that ball, boom, wide open as he was, regardless of how close the game it was. He catches that ball, boom, there's a win. The Chargers, the 2-point conversion. They run the ball with Derrick Henry up the middle on the 1-yard line. All they got to do is call a freaking run and have him jump over the pile. He's in. Those 2 plays go differently, and this is a 7-2 team. So I'm going to start. I think it's time to start looking at Tennessee as a legitimate threat because this is from what I did my research, this is the first time Tennessee has won consecutive games by double digits since 2010, people. 2010 when they played the Jaguars and then the Eagles in weeks, I think, 6 and 7 respectively. The Jaguars they played on Monday Night Football, and the Eagles they ended up playing on Sunday. They beat the Jags like 30-3, and then they trounced the Eagles 37-19. That's the last time Tennessee won by double digits over teams consecutively, and they did it again here. This is an offense starting to find itself. And this defense is for real. 16.8 points per game. It was talked about it going up against the Cowboys, but it was reinforced by allowing 10 to the Patriots. Next game, Jags at Colts. Indianapolis won. They had to hold on for dear life, but they did it. And listen, we'll get to the Colts later when I make my picks, but Indianapolis' 3-game winning streak, we'll see how real it is. Let's just say their winning streak has come against Nathan Peterman, the Raiders, and now the Jaguars. So they've played Blake Bortles, an inept Derek Carr on the offensive Raiders, and they've played Nathan Peterman. We'll see what this team is made of. Cardinals at Chiefs. I picked Kansas City. Arizona kept it closer than I wanted to. It was weird seeing the Chiefs score only in the 20s. Bills at Jets. Man, Buffalo waxed them. It was horrendous. It was hilarious. I loved every second of it. I don't know why, I just did. So I got that game wrong. So what's my record right now? Looks like I'm 1, 2, 3, 2, 4 and 2, 5 and 2. I'm 5 and 3. Redskins at Buccaneers. I stuck to my guns with the Redskins, and it paid off. 6 and 3. The Chargers beat the Raiders 7 and 3. The Packers beat the Dolphins 8 and 3. Rams 9 and 3. So right now I'm 9 and 3. That's a pretty impressive record. Dallas at Philly. I don't know what in the world happened here, but Dallas ended up winning, as did the Giants in San Francisco, all the way on the West Coast. So I ended up finishing this week 9 and 5. So let me go ahead and update my record real quick. 9 and 5. 92 and 54. "92 wins and 54 losses ain't bad, people." Now let's get to week 11. We have some interesting games. First game, we have the Packers at the Seahawks. This is a survival game. Aaron Rodgers has his back. I'll tell you what. Aaron Rodgers, he's got his back up against a wall. I don't think you can go against Aaron Rodgers with his back up against a wall. So I'm going to go Green Bay here. It's going to be close. Literally the only reason I'm picking them is because Aaron Rodgers has his back up against the wall. That's it. So I'm picking the Packers here to win 23-21 over Seattle. We're talking game-winning field goal. It's going to be that close. Cowboys at Falcons. Yeah, pick Atlanta. Dallas had a nice win against Philly, but they're on the road consecutively, and they have never. What is it? Atlanta or Matt Ryan's 3-0 against the Cowboys. Yeah, the Falcons, they just have the recipe for beating Dallas. So pick Atlanta in this game. I think the Cowboys will crash back down a little bit. We'll say 31-20, and Atlanta will take out some anger and frustration from losing to Cleveland. Panthers at Lions. Yeah, I picked the Panthers. They've had extra time to prepare for this game. Detroit isn't exactly competent at the moment until they figure themselves out. Carolina will rebound, and I think they'll get this win here, 23-13. Next game, we have the Tennessee Titans traveling to take on the Colts. I have been battling with this game for quite some time. Reason I've been battling with it is because my heart wants to pick Tennessee, but I don't know. I don't know, because last time I was extremely confident. We were going into Buffalo and we ended up losing. Indianapolis, regardless of who they've beaten on their 3-game winning streak, or how for real I think they are. I mean, I know, out of curiosity, I'm gonna look up who the Colts have played in their last 6 games, because I know Andrew Luck has been on a ridiculous touchdown streak. Let's see. Their last couple games have been against the Jags, the Raiders, the Bills, the Jets, the Patriots, the Texans. Yeah, those 6. Do any of those defenses scream ridiculously good to you? Do they? Seriously? The Texans beat them, and look at how many points the Colts are allowing per game. Alright, after the Eagles game, they allow 37, 38, 42-5 if you, I mean, it's the Bills, but 5, 28 and 26. This is a Colts team that has allowed 26 or more points in 5 of their last 6 games. Andrew Luck's throwing touchdown passes because he has to. The Colts defense is not that good. I mean, if they're giving up 26 points a game in in 5 of their last 6 games, that's more than what Tennessee averages scoring, and Tennessee gives up 16 points a game. This is by far the best defense the Colts have faced all season long, because the Jaguars defense is nowhere near the level it was last year. The Raiders defense stinks. The Bills defense on the road stinks. The Jets defense, trash. The Patriots defense, trash. Houston's defense, not ideal. I mean, it's... But I'm still going to pick the Colts. I'm still going to pick the Colts. Until Tennessee can prove to me that they can handle success, I am going to pick every single trap game that there is to throw at Tennessee right now. I will pick every single one. I don't care that Marcus is 6-0 in his last 6 division games. I don't care that the Colts give up ridiculously large amounts of points a game. I don't care what Tennessee's defense is ranked. All the stats might be able to point one direction over the other, but the fact of the matter is Tennessee needs to handle success, and they haven't been able to do so. They failed earlier this year, and I can think of a very similar situation in 2016. What happens? Tennessee destroys Green Bay at home, wallops them. Next game, they play at Indianapolis, and they lose 24-17. They immediately got down 21-0 in that game. Like, we're talking after the first quarter, they were down 21-0. A week after seeing explosive fireworks and scoring 21 points in the first quarter against the Packers, then you go to Indianapolis and you're down 21-0 like that. It's what the Titans do, and it's what they've always done. That's why I'm going to pick the Colts in this game. I don't care if I'm 2-7 picking Titans games this year. Maybe I'll be 3-7, or hopefully I'm 2-8 after this. But I'm picking Indianapolis here. Bucks at Giants. I'm picking the Giants here. The Buccaneers are a hot mess, and the Giants are going to win like 7 straight games. So go ahead and pick the Giants here just because Odell Beckham says so. 28-27 over Tampa. Tampa will find a way to score some points. Texans at Redskins. I'm going to pick Washington here. A lot of people picking Houston, and I think Houston's honestly going to lose this game. I mean, I'm not understanding why everyone's picking the Texans. Maybe they'll prove me wrong this week, but the fact of the matter is the Texans' 6-game winning streak has been fluky. Extremely fluky. You look at who they've played in their 6-game winning streak. Let's go to Houston. I know I'm nitpicking every single AFC South team, but I cover the Titans more than anything, so I should at least give everyone an idea of the teams I'm most familiar with. Let's see how fluky this winning streak is. First game, the Colts. Frank Reich gave them the game. Instead of going for the tie, he gave them the game by going for it in his own territory. Texans win. Cowboys-Texans. Jason Garrett, in overtime, on Houston's side of the field, decides not to go for a 4th and 1. Decides to punt it. And because of that decision, boom, Houston wins in overtime. That's 2 coaching decisions that screwed him over. Bills-Texans. The Bills were winning this game until Nathan Peterman came in and decided to go all Nathan Peterman. Texans win. Another fluky win. That's 3 in a row. The Jaguars win was impressive, and the Dolphins win was impressive, but let's not pretend that those 2 teams are world beaters. And then last week, it was last week, Texans Broncos. Broncos kicker misses 2 field goals. And I mean it's fluky. It's fluky. It really is. This 6-game winning streak is fluky. And now they're traveling to Washington. Regardless of their injuries that they have, Washington is still a pretty damn good team. This is a matchup between very flawed 6-3 teams. And I think the Redskins are going to be the ones to come out on top. So we'll go ahead and we'll pick Washington 27-23 over Houston. Steelers at Jaguars. I'm picking Pittsburgh in this game, but watch out because Ben Roethlisberger stinks against the Jaguars. So I would not be surprised whatsoever if the Jaguars won this game, because that's just what happens anytime the Steelers and Jaguars play. The Jaguars just seem to understand the Steelers. It's weird, but it's just a fact. So I'm going to pick the Steelers here, 31-21. Jags will keep it close until the Steelers pull away late. Bengals at Ravens. What's Joe Flacco's injury status? Joe Flacco. Is he still questionable? He's questionable. If Joe Flacco starts, I'm picking the Ravens. If Lamar Jackson starts, I'm picking the Bengals. Fantasy football will tell me something. It'll at least give me a specific update. Players, search, Flacco, questionable. Non-committal. We'll see. Right now I'm going to act like Joe Flacco's playing, so I'm going to pick the Baltimore Ravens, but I will switch this pick to Cincinnati if Lamar Jackson is starting. If Joe Flacco plays, the Ravens win 24-17. If Lamar Jackson plays, the Bengals win this game 27-10. Listen, I'm just not that sold on Lamar Jackson. I'm just not. He needs to prove to me that he can play quarterback in the NFL. Raiders at Cardinals. Pick Arizona here. Another important step in Josh Rosen's development is beating a team you should beat. And this is a team the Cardinals should beat. Broncos Chargers. Yeah, go with the Chargers here. Crap. 3 away teams I have winning. A lot of home teams favored for sure. And it even gets worse. Chargers should wallop on the Broncos 33-24. Eagles at Saints. You got to pick the Saints here. The Saints are on a roll and the Eagles are reeling. So Saints will get the win 42-32. It's going to be that type of game because that's just how the Saints play. Vikings at Bears. I'm going to go Minnesota here. I like Chicago. And they've taken care of business recently. But I want them to prove to me that they could take care of a contender at home. Because Minnesota is a fellow contender. So I think Minnesota wins 24-23 over Chicago. And then last but not least, the game I'm looking forward to, and a game that is going to be outstanding. We have the Chiefs taking on the Rams in what should be an amazing game. Not being played in Mexico. It's being played in LA. I'm going to pick Kansas City here. Because the Rams defense scares me. And this is going to be a shootout nonetheless. It's going to take... No defense is going to be played in this game. Chiefs win 41-38 over the Rams. Those are my picks. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys all next time.